Welcome to Hollywood Bulletin. For decades, Don Knotts brought joy to millions with his unforgettable portrayal of the nervous, lovable Deputy Barney Fife on The Andy Griffith Show. With 5 Emmy Awards and a career that defined classic television comedy, he became one of the most iconic faces in American pop culture. But behind the high-pitched voice, wide-eyed expressions, and endless laughs was a man quietly battling demons far darker than anyone imagined. Now, at 71, his daughter Karen Knotts has chosen to pull back the curtain and reveal the deeply personal, often heartbreaking truth behind her father's life. Truths that even his most loyal fans never suspected. In her memoir Tied Up in Knots, Karen paints a haunting picture of a childhood filled with contradictions. Her father, though beloved by millions, carried the heavy burden of early trauma, fear, and crushing self-doubt. Raised during the Great Depression, Don lost 2 siblings before he was even born and grew up in a household plagued by instability. His father was a schizophrenic alcoholic who once threatened Don with a knife, and his mother, emotionally distant, offered little comfort. These experiences carved into Don a lifelong battle with anxiety and depression, battles he fought silently, even as the world roared with laughter around him. Karen recounts that despite her father's fame and adoration, he was often plagued with the fear that he wasn't good enough, that the world would suddenly stop laughing. Don Knotts wasn't just acting anxious, he was living it. The tension that made his comedy so effective was a mirror of his real inner world. After long days of filming, Karen remembers her father coming home and collapsing, utterly exhausted from the pressure to always be funny. The expectation to constantly deliver joy became a prison of performance. Fame, ironically, often left him more isolated than connected. Despite 2 marriages, much of Don's life was spent alone, drifting through bachelorhood with few truly close friends. Even during his highest professional peaks, the loneliness lingered. Karen explains that people loved Barney Fife, but they didn't always know how to love Don Knotts. In one of the most emotional parts of her story, Karen opens up about her father's final days. Years marked by failing health, including battles with macular degeneration and lung cancer. Ever the performer, Don insisted on keeping his suffering private, not wanting fans to see him in a weakened state. Karen was by his bedside in 2006 when he passed away, and she recalls desperately trying to make him laugh one last time. True, to form, he did smile, even in pain. Because at his core, Don Knotts was a man who lived to make others happy, even if it meant burying his own sadness deep inside. Karen's revelations aren't meant to tarnish her father's memory, but to complete it. To show the world that behind the quirky, lovable Barney Fife was a man of immense complexity and emotional depth. A man who endured unspeakable pain and used humor as both a weapon and a shield. She speaks not with bitterness, but with profound love, wanting fans to see the full picture, not just the punchlines. Don Knotts gave everything he had to his craft, but in doing so, often forgot to care for himself. His legacy is not just one of laughter, but of resilience in the face of private pain. As we continue to revisit the timeless joy of Don Knotts' performances, Karen's words echo with painful truth. Sometimes, the people who make us laugh the hardest are the ones carrying the heaviest burdens. And in the end, the most unforgettable stories are the ones hidden behind the smile. If this story moved you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and ring the notification bell for more powerful untold stories from the stars you thought you knew.